I don't really want to leave this place. Unfortunately though, we kind of have to leave first thing tomorrow morning. We've got a bunch of mail being sent to the Salt Lake City area, and we're also running out of water. The question this morning is, do we go this way to get out of here, or do we go the other way down this road here? This way is about 50 miles of completely unknown territory. It's an entirely dirt road before we even hit pavement again. That way is about 20 miles, but it's going in the wrong direction. It will technically be a little faster though, because we'll be able to get on highways and make our way up to Salt Lake City, but that being said, we also have to descend like 2,000 feet in elevation, and it's really rocky and really sandy, like we said in the last video when we were coming up here. So I think we're gonna go for the adventure and take the 50-mile dirt road route. It's definitely gonna be less mileage overall, which is good, probably a little bit less gas. It's gonna take a little bit longer because we're gonna be going slow, and we might end up having to turn around at some point if we do encounter an unpassable situation. But that being said, we've seen maybe 10 cars go by over the last 4 days, and a couple of them have been sedans. They've driven in this direction and they've never come back. So I'm assuming that it's makeable. We just might have to take our time. You ready?
Almost.
What time is it?
That's a question. 9:17, maybe.
Maybe 10:17, maybe 8:17. We're so close to the Arizona border right now that our phones keep switching back and forth. And for the first time in my life, I have to Google the time. I say, okay, Google, what time is it in Salt Lake City? And then it tells me the actual official time.
Yeah, when I go on my runs, I leave here and it's one time, and then I go that way, it switches, and then I come back and it switches again.
It's really confusing. I can't even imagine what it's like for people who live full-time on time zone borders like this. It must get crazy. About to start climbing again. I guess that's why they call this the Grand Staircase. It's just a plateau, and then you climb like 1,000 feet in elevation, and then it's another plateau, and then you do it again and again. It's pretty awesome. Well, it started off okay, but it's definitely starting to get a little sketchy now.
My couch is falling off back there.
I keep losing Shannon out here. She takes it a little bit slower in her van, even though it's got higher ground clearance. It's actually been good though, because it allows me to like set up the camera and get like cool shots with our vans going by and then go back and get it. So it works out. I think we are, I don't want to say we're in the clear just yet, but I think we're past the crazy rocky sections now. Took you so long.
Well, my van is a lot higher. I have stuff up there. It just flails around when I go over these bumps. Also, it takes me longer to stop, so I don't want to go too fast.
We still have about 30 miles to go before we hit pavement again, but it should be smooth sailing from here. I definitely lied about the smooth sailing thing. This road's not getting any easier. What do I do? I'm straightening it out. This isn't good, man.
How is this a road?
It's not. It's not a road. Whew. Adrenaline is pumping now, guys. We've had some extremely sketchy and dangerous sections of this road. Literally had the van like this for a little while. A little ways back, but there's no turning back at this point, guys. Like, we have about 15 more miles until we hit pavement, and I honestly don't think that I could make it if we turn the vans around. That part was awful.
Yeah, that was worse than when I thought we were gonna tip over.
Have you ever been this excited to see pavement?
I'm not excited for anything anymore.
What's the damage like in here?
Something. The toilet bungee cord broke. So the toilet's just been, hanging out in the middle of the hallway, and I've been really praying that I won't end up with poop all over my van. One of the glass beer bottles that we had in there broke and just spilled all over my fridge. Check out the toilet paper.
It's all unraveled. Got half a beer here. Actually, less than half a beer. The rest of it is spilled all over Shannon's fridge. We just need to relax for a little bit, guys. That drive took how long?
Almost 6 hours.
Almost 6 hours from when we left the campsite this morning. Google Maps said it was only going to take like 2, and it wasn't even really a road.
That was not a road.
What was that thing?
Every time we go around a corner, I think, this is it. There's not going to be any more road after this. This has to be an accident.
I really thought that we were either going to hit something that with like a piece of wood that said like don't pass, or
like a rock slide, or
yeah, or just I had to move a few boulders and stuff like that, and at least a few big rocks, That was terrifying.
I have a serious bone to pick with whoever called in sick on the day they were supposed to make that road drivable. Every time I got to a new obstacle, I thought, how the heck did Nate's van make it over this? If that's not an ad for Nissan.
Yeah, hey, it's a. Speaking of which, I think I have an apology to make. I am so sorry for everything, NV200, and I promise that as long as we're together, I'll never put you through anything like that again.
You're a nerd.
Maybe tomorrow we'll do like a spa day or something like that. Get a couple car washes, maybe try to touch up the paint from all the chips on the undercarriage from hitting all the rocks today. It'll be a good day. We're dragging, guys. It's been an exhausting day. At least there's plenty of scenic overlooks to rest at along this road here. Gotta try to get everything back in order in here. It is kind of a disaster. Shannon's van was way worse though. That drive today was definitely one of the more exhilarating things I've done in a while. Also probably the most terrifying and definitely the stupidest. You know, from our campsite, like we said earlier, you know, the road didn't look that bad. It looked relatively manageable, and like we said, there were sedans and stuff that had gone by. But they must have turned somewhere that we didn't turn, and they definitely followed a regular road and were able to get out. I don't think too many vehicles had passed that section through that canyon that we went through today in quite some time. It didn't look like it. There were maybe a couple tracks for ATVs and stuff, but no sign of vehicles trying to go through there. So I'm very grateful that we made it out and that the van made it out in one piece. At the point where I almost flipped it, that was absolutely terrifying, guys. That was the most scared I've been in a while. Definitely was not a good experience. I'm looking forward to getting to Salt Lake City and just kind of doing the urban life for a little while, taking it easy, sticking to the pavement, you know, and kind of just relaxing and avoiding some of these off-road situations. And when we do venture back out to camp on some BLM land, I'm definitely going to be more careful and not just go down random roads that I think might work out. I'm going to make sure that they're going to be safe because I don't want to get into a situation like that again. We did not make it all the way to the Salt Lake City area like we were planning last night. We ended up stopping at this Flying J here along the way and spending the night, and then our plan is to head up there very soon, within the next hour or so. So that's going to be kind of where we're headed next. And, you know, looking back on yesterday, you know, it was definitely not the best experience, like I said, but it was kind of cool to be able to drive through Grand Staircase like that. We basically did the entirety of Grand Staircase, climbed the staircase per se, and, you know, it was neat. You know, it put us in some pretty beautiful spots, while it was also incredibly stressful, and I likely will never do it again. You know, I think it was still pretty cool to do one time, and I'll remember that experience for probably the rest of my life. As I just said, our plan is to head north very shortly here. Probably going to try to get a hot shower, enjoy the urban van life for a little while. Also, do a shower or two of the van, do some nice TLC, some much needed care after yesterday's endeavors. I think that pretty much sums it up for this video. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to y'all in the next video.